Hello business owners at welcome po sa ating episode 3 ng ating season 2 of Negosyo at Numero at ako po si Iza Estino po. I am a certified public accountant and nandito po ako para tumulong sa mga business owners na maging strategic at hindi lamang po gawing compliance ang tax at saka accounting. Ayan, so nasa season 2 po tayo ng ating podcast at ang ating theme for season 2 is from taxpayer to strategic entrepreneur. And for episode 3 of our season 2, ang ating topic po ay about compliance thinking versus growth thinking. Ayan. So ano ba yung everyday reality nating mga business owners, no? Ano ba yung mga familiar na eksena sa business? Like for example, nakikipag-usap tayo sa accountants natin, no? So ang sasabihin natin, tatanungin natin sa kanila, complete na ba tayo for the deadline? May penalty ba? Magkano yung babayaran? Ayan. So actually, yes, compliance is important and napakaganda po kung nagkakaroon kayo ng ganitong conversations regularly with your bookkeeper or with your accountant na naghahandle ng BIR compliances ninyo. Pero alam mo ba na meron ka pang pwedeng gawin aside from these usual conversations with your accountant na pwede mong i-apply for your leadership. Dahil po as business owners, we are also leaders. Dahil po, una, naghahawak tayo ng tao. Kung wala pa man po tayong mga tao or wala pa tayong mga empleyado, of course, we are leading our business, no? Our operation. No? So, as an accountant, ako naman po, ang masasabi ko lang po sa inyo is my job is not just to keep you compliant, although tinutulungan namin kayo to be compliant with the tax laws, but we can also help you grow with clarity. So ano ba yung compliance thinking? Kasi ang topic nga natin is compliance thinking versus growth thinking. So what is compliance thinking? So, actually, compliance thinking is usually focused on deadlines, ano yung tax forms, ano yung figures na kukunin, ano yung mga possible penalties. At usually, ang behavior natin when it comes to compliance thinking ay yung reactive na ginagawa natin. Like acting only when required o malapit na yung deadline. So, gawin natin. Ganon. So, and also, ano pa yung behavior pattern nito? Sees accounting or bookkeeping as something na dagdag expenses or cost, ano? So, ano pa, yung mga usual natin, gusto natin yung pinakamura, yung pinakamabilis na solusyon. Basta gusto ko makalipas na yan, gusto ko matapos na yan, magkano ba yan? Sa budget meal lang po ang gusto ko, ganyan. So, usually ganyan. And yung emotional state natin, kapag ganyan po, compliance thinking, usually fear, usually stress, at saka pagmamadali. Tapos, nare-relieve na tayo, kunyari after filing. Tapos na, okay, hayahay na po ang buhay. No? So, compliance thinking, ito po yung tinatanong niyan. Ano ang kailangan kong ipasa? Yan. Pero alam mo ba na kapag nagstay tayo diyan sa compliance thinking, in which hindi po masama yun kasi we are doing our responsibility in complying. However, if we stay on that mindset na compliance thinking lagi tayo or compliance mode lamang tayo, ganito po ang pwedeng mangyari, no? Hindi natin makikita yung real profitability, for example. Kasi usually, focus natin, magkano yung babayaran, ito lang yung kaya kong bayaran. Ito na lang i-declare natin. So, ano nangyayari? Hindi natin nakikita or hindi nagagawa yung proper bookkeeping. So, hindi nare-record yung actual na nangyari talaga sa business mo. Di mo makikita yung real profitability. Ano pa? Cash flow problems. Kasi kung kailan lang natin nalaman yung ating tax payable, saka lang tayo maghahanap. Hindi natin na plan ahead. Ano pa, pwede yung business leaks dahil nga hindi natin nare-record yung actual na nangyayari, yung actual profitability, yung actual na effect niyan sa balance sheet natin, ng mga figures or mga transactions natin, nagkakaroon ng business leaks, no, na hindi natin nakikita talaga or hindi natin na-detect agad. Ano pa, yung decisions natin usually are based on gut feel dahil hindi na pagplanuhan, no? Nagde-decide lang tayo, nagre-react lang tayo once na na-compute na or nandyan na or malapit na yung deadline. Tapos, decisions are made based on bank balance. Ano ba yung capability ko para magbayad? So, dun ka nagbe-base. So, kaya ang nangyayari, ang tendency, nagiging risky yung growth. Parang ang nangyayari, instead na matuwa tayo, medyo natatakot tayo kasi una, hindi tayo sure dahil unclear yung numbers natin or we lack confidence dahil alam naman po natin na hindi talaga actual usually yung nakikita nating figures. No? So, pwede nating sabihin na, oo, compliant ka nga, pero hindi mo talaga alam kung kumusta na talaga ang lagay ng negosyo. Ngayon, meron din po tayong tinatawag na growth thinking. At ito po yung isang mindset na ini-introduce ko po sa inyo ngayon. Wala pong masama dun sa compliance mindset natin na nagko-comply or nagiging responsible or ginagawa talaga natin kung ano yung sinasabi sa atin or nire-require sa atin ng government is to declare, to file taxes, to pay taxes. However, kung masa-stuck tayo doon sa phase na yon or doon sa mindset na yon, medyo malilimitahan tayo. Kaya ano naman po yung growth thinking? Ito po yung focus ng growth thinking, no? Understanding numbers, ayan. So, if we have proper bookkeeping, nare-record po talaga natin kung ano yung mga transactions completely and accurately, we can understand the numbers, where they come from, ano yung ini-indicate, ano yung pinapahiwatig nila sa atin. Ano pa, we can also do planning ahead, no? Instead of magugulat tayo sa mga figures, pero naplano na natin, na strategize na natin before, di ba? Ano pa, yung intentional decisions. Pag sinabing intentional, is that we are actually controlling. Ayan, nakokontrol natin kung ano yung decision natin kasi meron tayong solid ground or solid foundation, solid na numbers na alam natin ay accurate at talagang yun talaga yung nangyari. Hindi lang siya based on our capability to pay, on our compliance decision, kung ito ba yung babayaran natin, etc. Ibig sabihin, nakabase siya sa actual numbers natin na ginagamit natin for strategy. So, kapag ganyan ang mindset natin, accounting becomes a dashboard, a compass, a map, or a warning system. O, di ba? So, nagagamit mo siya kesa doon sa compliance thinking na hindi natin siya nagagamit as something na tools to strategize. Instead ngayon, yung accounting, magagamit natin siya as tools para po mag-grow. Yung taxes, ganito na siya, magiging expected, magiging managed, and magiging integrated into planning. Yan. So, anong pagkakaiba ng dalawa? Compliance thinking at saka ng growth thinking. Kapag compliance thinking, usually ganito yung questions. Magkano ang tax? Pwede bang bawasan yan? No? Kapag naman growth thinking, bakit ganito ang tax at ano ang sinasabi nito tungkol sa business ko? Na gagamitin ko itong computation na to, itong compliance na to, into something na nalaman ko kung kumusta yung negosyo ko at the same time, alam ko yung next steps na gagawin ko. So, compliance thinking usually looks backward. Tapos, growth thinking naman, it looks forward naman. So, paano ba kayo matutulungan ng accountant ninyo to support or to help you shift into the growth thinking mindset? No? So, kapag growth focus ang isang accountant, pwede niyang i-explain yung numbers na mayroon ka. If you have proper bookkeeping and accounting, you can or they can help you connect taxes to decision making, patterns, no? Not just figures, not just totals, but see patterns. Ano yung naging trend or ano yung naging attitude or naging sitwasyon ng negosyo mo as time goes by. No? So, ikaw naman, as a business owner, as a leader in your organization, you can translate numbers into meaning. Not just report, not just compliance na kasi kailangan ipasa to sa BIR. Itong, for example, audited financial statements, usually tinitignan nila yan as compliance tool only, but Did you know na if you are actually doing proper bookkeeping and accounting, you can translate these numbers into strategy, into meaning. Ano pa? You can reduce anxiety because you have clarity. Yan. And of course, yung decision making mo, confident ka. And you have a solid foundation na dito nanggaling yung decision na ginagawa mo. Kapag naintindihan mo ang numbers mo, hindi ka matatakot sa growth. At alam mo kung papaano mag-navigate o mag-sail doon sa inyong figures na nandyan. So, ano yung pwede nating gawin? So, don't ask, compliant ba tayo? Maganda kung yes, oo, pero wag tayong mag-stop lang doon. Ganito yung next natin na i-ask. Healthy ba ang business ko? Gamitin ko nga yung information na yan para malaman ko kung healthy ba. Pwede kang mag-review ng numbers even without deadlines, kahit wala pa or malayong-malayo pa ang deadline. Like for example, ngayon, February ngayon, nang nire-record ko ito, malayo pa ang April, no? Pero, kahit malayo pa ang April 15, ang annual ITR, pwede mo nang i-review kung ano yung figures na nandyan, na na-record ng iyong accountant sa business mo, no? So you can also treat accounting conversations as planning sessions and not just emergency meeting na, emergency ma'am, next week na po ang deadline. Kailangan nyo na pong mag-come up with 100,000 pesos, for example. Kaya, ang gagawin mo, ayan, as a business owner, treat compliance as the floor, as the basic requirement na tinatapakan mo, but not the ceiling. Hindi na po compliance ang iyong kisame. Dapat floor mo siya. Because growth requires understanding, systems, and the right support from your accountant. So ngayon, may reflection question ako before I end this episode. Are you running your business just to stay out of trouble or just to prevent penalties or to move forward and grow? Yan. So, see you in our next episode, episode 4 ng ating negosyo at numero. Maraming maraming salamat po. This has been Iza Estinopo and see you. God bless us all.